guys, Katie here. I am very excited to be talking to you today about a very real subject, and a subject that I absolutely have walked through. And as a matter of fact, just this past week, I had to really walk through some forgiveness that reared its ugly head inside of my life that I really had to face and let go of, because guys, that's life. And what I do is I work from home full time, and I involve myself in numerous projects. One of them, I work with a system that I work with online that's helped me generate a full-time income online. But then I also am involved in other online projects with various business partners that I work with around the world that I love doing. It's absolutely fun. I love building projects. But in the last 60 to 90 days, I've been through a lot of hiccups teen. And I realized some things have kind of come up in my life, or things have been attracted in my life again that hasn't been attracted in my life for a while. And I just spent some time with myself over this past week, really praying and seeking guidance. And I was able to find revelation in this guidance. And what I think is crazy is today I was doing a call, and the call was about receiving grace, was about, allowing yourself to be replenished, allowing yourself to be filled up so you can be of good service to others. Because if you're not filled, you're no good to anybody. You're really not. You've got to take care of yourself first. You've got to take care of your health. You've got to take care of, your family, your spouse, or whatever it is first before you can go out in the world and be effective. It truly starts in the home, right? It truly starts in the home. I really believe that. And what a lot of people try to do is they try to be effective out in the world when their home life is a total mess. And when your home life is a total mess, it can cause a lot of problems in your job, your business, relationships, and all that kind of stuff, right? So, but today I'm going to be talking about rejection, because after I got off the call today, I sensed in my spirit some things that I need to remind myself of, right? Some of the fruit that can be in our life. And I spent some time really writing it down, and I hope that this blesses you. And if you've clicked on this video, that if you too have dealt with rejection, know that you're not the only one. You're really not. You're not the only person that has dealt with rejection. Rejection can stem from so many things, and it could be one thing that happens in your life, maybe when you're younger, or a certain memory that has happened in your life. It can, if rejection played a role, if you have felt rejected and you took agreement with that rejection at that time, it can show up in your life in other areas. And until you confront it, okay, until you confront this rejection, it can really hinder you from being the best you. It can really hinder you from being the good person that you're called to be. And I truly believe with all my heart, I really do. I believe with all my heart, those that have been really hurt and really rejected, I really believe that these are the people that have an ability to create so much change in the world from a peacemaker standpoint. I really believe they have the gift of peacemaker in them, and they have this gift to bring revelation, knowledge, and love. Naturally. Yeah, I really believe that these people have a great ability to love. And it's important to allow yourself to receive love, because when you deal with rejection, okay, some of the fruit of it is you have a hard time receiving love, and you have a hard time giving love. But it's what you desire the most is love and nurturing and caring. And this can stem from anything that can happen in your life. For example, with myself, I know what it stemmed for me is being the youngest of 6 kids. Of course, I was always like, get out of here, scram, get out of here, brat, right? But it also ultimately stemmed from my parents were very religious. And one of the things that, even though I love my parents absolutely to this day, and I don't believe they meant to do it, but one of the things that religion and what they would project into me is like, if I did something wrong, I was going to be hated, or God was going to be totally done with me. And I grew up to really reject God, and I of course reject religion and reject all these things because it was like these things were forced down me, not in love, but in dishonor ultimately, because that dishonors somebody when you try to force something down their throat. Now, I get that we have truth, and now I'm definitely in a different place. I definitely have a much better relationship with God, and over the last 4 or 5 years, thank goodness, He has definitely transformed my heart and helped me clean my heart and help scale the scales that were on my eyes to bring me revelation that I was loved and you are loved, and that rejection does not need to be in your life. But some of the fruit of it can be insecurity. It can make you withdraw from people. It can make you suspicious all the time, like you don't trust you distrust people, right? And it can cause social shyness. It can cause fear of failure, fear of man. It can also cause self-rejection and self-hate. And really when you start self-rejecting yourself and you start self-hating yourself, it's like game over, right? What can happen, I shouldn't say game over, but it can feel like that, because when you hate yourself, it's hard for you to receive that love. So people are going to have a hard time wanting to be around you. They are. They're going to have a hard time wanting to be around you. And this is something I've had to work with on myself for so long. I really have. Because I definitely am that person where, fine, let's just go live on an island completely by ourselves, where I just might be with a few people I might love and maybe a private jet to take me to different places I want to be, and not be anywhere in the world. Play no role in the world whatsoever. What's it matter? I don't really care. Let's see how you had me in your life. Maybe I helped you with something, but you screw me over. All right, now you're going to see with me not in your life, okay? And that stems from rejection, guys. And it also stems from rebellion. And what happens is when you continue down this path of destruction, because it really can destroy you, it can keep you from blessings in your life. It can keep you from favor in your life. It can keep you from living out your God-given birthright. It can keep you from really being confident in who you're called to be. It really can. And it can hurt you in a lot of relationships around you, because what happens is when you feel rejected, you have this perception that if everything is not a certain way, either how people treat you or environment in your home, and it can almost seem like a control thing, right? What happens is you will feel rejected for everything. Someone can do the littlest thing and you'll go flying off the handle. And that stems from rejection. That's the fruit of it. And sometimes also too, and I actually wrote this down, it's very true, fear of rejection can definitely make you dream a lot, and you're always fantasizing. Like you fantasize about things to be just really amazing. And not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? Not there's anything wrong with having a better life. There's really not. But it has to come from the right fruit. It has to come from the right mindset. But if you fantasize everything to be this way, and when it's not, sometimes you can feel rejected. That, well, I don't deserve that, or why don't I have that, right? And then it can lead to other things like pride and entitlement and ungratefulness, because you'll never be grateful for what you currently have in front of you. And that's why it's so important to confront rejection, because it can lead to other things in your life that can absolutely destroy you. Absolutely destroy you. And when I was doing that call today, talking about, asking for grace and getting replenished with grace, this is so important, because it can really help you have an honest conversation with yourself, or maybe you need to hire a mentor or a coach to help you through this. It's worth every penny in the world. Trust me, it's worth it. I continue to work on myself. I continue to have mentors in my life, and I'm so grateful for them, because if I did not have that wise counsel in my life, I don't know where I would be right now. And I'm still not where I want to be in my life. And I know that in order to continue to grow, to continue to break through, is I have to keep working on me. I don't need to keep, yes, I need to gain in skill sets. Yes, I need to learn how to do other things. Being a marketer as well, I need to learn how to maybe scale my business up in a certain way or whatever. But ultimately, if I am not okay here, or if I am not okay in my mind, none of that really matters. It really doesn't. So it's so important to take care of your mental health and your personal health and your spiritual health and your physical health. Absolutely. They all go together. They all align together for you to be in line with who you are called to be. Because what happens is when you continue to reject yourself and others reject you, it can open up the door to other bad things in your life. You can start going to other things for instant gratification, right? Whether it be cigarettes or alcohol or other things in our life that we know that are not good for our health, okay? And that we do that because that gives us that sense of security or that gratification for that moment. I know for me, I definitely used to booze it up all the time, and I love to party it up. I really do. But I can't do that all the time. I can't. I absolutely can't. I have to learn how to replenish myself and take care of my health. And that's an occasional thing. That's have fun when I can have fun, at that time because I've deserved it or whatever. So guys, self-rejection is something it's critical to face. And one of the things that I know that has helped me is, number one, I allow myself to receive grace and forgive myself before I really move on to forgiving other things. And I've spent a lot of time forgiving. Really, forgiveness definitely, I believe, is the answer to a lot of things. It really is. I believe it's the answer, ultimately. I really do. I believe forgiveness is the answer. But, who do you need to forgive in your life? And what do you need to forgive yourself for? And I also would start involving myself. This is another thing that I did, and things that I normally wouldn't do, whether it be involving myself with hanging out with certain people, maybe in the neighborhood, or hanging out with certain communities, maybe because I'm not a big churchgoer, but I will hang with different people that do different Bible studies and stuff. And that's really not me, believe it or not. I don't have that desire to be with people that really are my cup of tea or whatever. And it has nothing to do with that, but sometimes I will allow myself to be in environments where I normally would be uncomfortable, and I would allow myself to receive, right? Allow myself to receive myself to be in an uncomfortable place and be okay with it. And those are things that I've done. But ultimately what's helped me the most is forgiving myself. And that's really what I've had to do. I've had to forgive myself so that I can be all that I am called to be, and hopefully that you are called to be. And that's really the answer to dealing with rejection and recognizing that it's time. It's time to stop holding on to things that just don't serve you anymore whatsoever. Okay, so I hope this blessed you today. I want you to join me on Facebook. I have my Skype ID account down below. But go ahead and join me along with, I think there's like 800 other people on my fan page, and leave a comment. If this helped you at all with your journey. Maybe you deal with rejection and you need some help and support along that journey. So I hope this blessed you today. Click the link below that video, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care.